Hi and welcome to ARCORE Germany to a new Armagnac review, and today we want to have a look to the Marcillac 1975 vintage, and I really hope you like this review. I had already the chance to make a review to an Armagnac from Marcillac, and this was the vintage 1964. So if you have not seen this review, or if you want some more information to the Domaine Marcillac, then have a look here. There you will find the review of the 1964 vintage and also some impressions to the Domaine. And we start now with the review. First, the look to the very nice bottle of our Armagnac today. It's a high quality looking bottle with this decanter style, with the wax around the bottle head, so this looks very nice. And of course we have now the further information. Unfortunately, I cannot provide you with a lot of information to today's Armagnac. What I can tell you, we have the vintage 1974, the original bottling, and they reduced the Armagnac to 42% ABV. 70 centiliter is the bottle size. 500 bottles are available in total. There were no additives used, and price for one bottle is around 240 euro. These were already all the information. Now we start with the tasting of this 75 vintage. So let's have a look first to the very dark color of this Armagnac. And yes, I think you can see that it's a very dark brown. So it's, for me, personal direction chestnut with some big red influence. So something like a ruby red maybe, with a little bit of some ruby red inside. So very nice color. And of course with this dark color we expect some cask flavors. Let's see what we can find here in the nose. Yes. Hello, cask influence. Christmas cake. Nougat. Some walnut liquor is here. And some banana. The very ripe banana. Yes, very good nose. Complexity here. But of course, definitely more on the cask side, but a little bit of some bitterness, but not very intense bitter. But of course also more on the heavy side, no fresh fruits, no bright dried fruits, definitely more the dark flavors. But very nice made, very good nose. Okay, let's try it. Santé. A little bit different to the palate, also here in the finish. There's a change here of the flavors a little bit, and also a little more bitterness here already on the palate. You have some dried cherries, some rancios here. It gets more intense. Pepper shows up. More spicy here, some cinnamon, sandalwood, and also for me some decent vanilla in the background, but a little bit more here. So yes, you have a little bit change here, more bitter, but it stays on this cask flavor side, so no light fresh flavors here. And the same here in the finish, even here a little bit more bitter for me. You have the pepper which stays, the spiciness is here still present. It's a medium long finish for me with some licorice, some dark chocolate. You have a little bit even some herbs here in the finish, and left is a little bit of some dark coffee, some black coffee. Yeah. So it's a good Armagnac, but it cannot, definitely not reach for me the beautiful 64 vintage. So there is a big gap between these two in my opinion. I mean, you have here a wonderful nose, complex, beautiful, balanced. And this is maybe also something like what I like to criticize here a little bit. For me in the palate and also finish, it's not that balanced anymore. It's definitely more on the cask side, more on this dry side. Of course, you have nice spiciness, but I miss a little bit here the fruitiness here in the palate and also in the finish. That's for me a little bit even too bitter and too much on this cask side. And I miss here a little bit of fruity flavors. So this Armagnac has definitely some complexity inside, yes. But it is, for me personally, as I mentioned already, more on this cask side and maybe too much on this cask side at the end. And I mean, it's an interesting identity which this Armagnac has. First, you have the beautiful balanced Armagnac, and then it changes a little bit here, also with the flavors here. So interesting interplay, and so the change is actually from the nose to the palate, and this stays then here on the finish. And yes, but I mean, yes, it's okay. It's a good Armagnac, but nothing more for me. Nothing very special. And this is also when we come here to the points. So nose, as I mentioned, the highlight with 23 points, 21.5 for the palate and also for the finish. Here, a little bit less points. And for the overall impression, 22 points. Also because for me, 240 euro is a little bit too expensive in my opinion. So we have a 75 vintage, and you get Armagnac with 75 vintage definitely a lot cheaper. And there I would say it's maybe, yeah, even like 100 euro too expensive. So yes, definitely too expensive for me, this Armagnac. And yes, I'm sorry, but I'm just honest. This is my honest opinion here about this Armagnac, because when I think, for example, at CAE or even at the Domaine de Danis, they have Armagnac 75 vintage, which you get for even, I think, below 150 euro. So yes, this is something where this Armagnac needs to compete here against also, I think, other vintages of other Domaine, and therefore it's definitely for me too expensive. But Armagnac itself, it's a good Armagnac, solid Armagnac, but yes, nothing special. So, if you ever had a chance to try something from Marcillac, what is your opinion? They don't have a lot of Armagnac available, they have some, but yes, maybe you had a chance already to try one of these, then let me know in the comments what your opinion is about Marcillac. And so we have, after the 75 vintage, there will be coming the 70 vintage and also the 95 vintage, and it will be very interesting to see if these are more here on the 64 level or more on the 75 level. It will be very interesting to see. Have a look to my website. There you will find the new and upcoming reviews and also the schedule when the new Marcillac Armagnac reviews will come out. And if you like this review today, then leave a thumb up and of course subscribe my channel if you don't have a subscription yet. Thank you very much for watching this review here today. Have a wonderful and fantastic time, and see you next time here soon at ARCORE Germany.